Hey guys, and welcome back to the YouTube channel for Emble Studio. I'm Andy Hardy. I'm going to be talking you guys through a latest piece that we did for Chemist to You, which is a delivery service for pharmaceuticals.
Oh, bugger, I've run out again. Oh. Thank you.
We're going to jump right in and basically break down a couple of the pieces that we did for these guys, starting with the agency that we work with on the job, which is New Colony. And so what we did straight away was we got to work millinerding the concept and building out some storyboards and basically drawing up some ideas of how the shots were actually going to look. I've been really enjoying using Procreate on the iPad lately to draw out these little pieces and basically conceptualize stuff that we might not be able to find frames of online. So with New Colony and Chemist to You approaching us, we didn't actually have a lot of time to think about this. We had to really think on our feet and figure out how we were going to execute this idea. The solution that we came to was that we were going to shoot the entire thing inside of a studio, and we chose to use the Get Down. So what we did was we basically took this blank canvas, a full white cyclorama studio, and turned it into our bathroom set. To make this look believable, we had our friends in the art department, Charlie O'Brien, come along and help us, and he did a fantastic job. One of the things that we looked for when finding a studio to create this bathroom scene in was actually finding one that had a grid in the ceiling. Now, lighting from the grid, this was our first time doing it, but we had seen it work on a number of ads before, where getting all of your lights off the ground really helped with being able to shoot really fast. And basically we were shooting two pieces inside of this one space in one day, which was a very ambitious of us to try and do, but we made it happen. Before even getting the bathroom put together inside of this studio, we worked tirelessly with Charlie O'Brien on how we were going to build this set, what went in it, what bathroom cabinet we were going to use, and what all the props and styling was going to look like. One of the biggest things that we came up against was where we were going to actually cut the hole in the wall. So we got Charlie to send through a few shots and basically had a look of how much depth we were going to have using 6 flats that were actually bolted together. So once we had that hole cut in the wall, we then got to work on lighting our talent behind the wall and also having it believable that there was actually a pharmacy behind her. So first of all, we got that pharmacy looking good by such an old school method. We basically went down to Officeworks and printed the largest print that we could that was bigger than the hole that we're going to be looking through with the camera. And when we printed it and stuck it on the wall, we kind of couldn't believe it, that it actually looked believable and worked.
2, 3.
We opted to print because we knew that in that tiny little hole, there would be so much green screen spill if we were going to green screen a pharmacy in behind our talent. The way that we lit our talent in that tiny space was by using our Nanlite Parvo tubes. So we have 4 of these little things and we take them on set all the time with us now. They are just amazing. I think it was actually our Godox light that was on the side there. And then we actually made a little square around our talent to sort of fill in the edges and have it look really light and bright right there in front of her face and have it appear like she's actually in a pharmacy. The next thing is that throughout our ad, we made sure that our art department had so many props that we could change and swap throughout the set, because we were actually shooting 2 different pieces and we wanted the bathrooms to look different between our 2 talents. So pretty much having someone like Charlie O'Brien on set with his massive props truck was super helpful to be able to make that happen. This meant that Jared and I were able to just focus on the shooting of the actual piece, how the story was going to come together, and following along with my pretty crappily drawn images in Procreate on the iPad that were basically our storyboard. For this piece, in terms of glass, we opted for something pretty simple and just a really nice clean commercial look, so we ended up hiring the 5-set lens of Canon C&E primes from Offshoot Rentals. And after a really long day of shooting, this ad came together. It came together beautifully. We did have a bit of overtime. We were there with our talent and in the studio for quite a bit longer, but thank you very much to Andrew from the Get Down for looking after us. So this ad was actually a 2-day shoot, and the second day we went and actually captured a front door shot and a scene inside of an actual house. Now, we found this house on Airbnb, made sure that we contacted them and hit them up and let them know that we're going to be filming there.
Jeannie, gotta go to the chemist.
Now, when we got hit up to do this one, it was one of our first ever jobs where we had a really important green screen shot in the middle of it. Now, I've played around with green screen in photos and stuff before, but never in video. So it was a big challenge, and luckily we had Ryan, our editor, who is all across doing that stuff and has done it for a big chunk of his career. The first thing that we did when we got notified about this green screen shot in this front door was we bought a green screen and we just started testing it at the house ourselves. We knew that we wanted to bring a pharmacy in behind our main talent, so we just basically tried that. And within a couple of hours, Ryan had turned around a really rough version of this shot that actually looked pretty good. So it was from that point forward that we knew we were going to be able to nail this ad. After doing this at home, we quickly realized that we were going to need to hire a gaff for the whole shoot. So we jumped on freelancers.com.au, and if you don't know about that, you need to check those guys out. It's where you can find all sorts of people for your productions. And we found Trevor Ripper, and this guy, I mean, it's in the name, right? Like, this guy was an absolute legend. And he hooked us up. He showed up with an absolute behemoth of a van with all of this stuff, that literally anything that we could imagine and dream of. And he pulled the set together. He made it happen. So we got straight to work setting up this front door shot. He was there before everybody else and was setting up the scrims and the roof on it, because we didn't know if it was going to rain that day as well. So it was pretty stressful, but you know, he got it done. With this front door shot being so technical, and also we were going to have to fill the entire space behind our talent to bring that pharmacy in using the green screen. Ryan did an amazing job of that, and you can see some of the layers here that he's done, some of the work that goes in behind the scenes on the post of a shot like this. But it was so key to bringing the ad together. In terms of on set, there was a lot of green light spill that Ryan had to mitigate in post, but we had this rug on the ground that practically, you know, prevented a lot of spill on this ultra reflective floor. So that was really helpful thing that was actually there on the day that really saved our asses. By the end of setting up this front door shot, Trevor had done an amazing job. There wasn't an over amount of green spill. We had to do a little plate on the side of the door, but that was an easy fix. The only other things that we had to worry about here was just basically trying to make that front door look really homely. And we opted to shoot this shot first so we could get the hardest shot of the day out of the way. So as we were working through this, we were sort of adding in some practicals, making it feel more warm and homely, because the whole idea of bringing the chemist to you was that chemists are light and bright and almost blue in color. So we wanted that really light, bright look to come through the door when our main talent opened it. The only other thing I want to mention here is just the importance of using green light on a green screen. That was one of the main things that we didn't do when testing, and it really helps bring out any of those sort of like little ripples or anything in the green screen that makes Ryan's job essentially a lot easier. So I wanted to keep this little breakdown pretty short because I know there was a lot of stuff that happened, but do feel free to ask any questions in the comments if you have any, and remember to like and subscribe, because we're going to be making some more of these videos and we'd love to share a bit more of what's going on behind the scenes on our jobs and how we're making it happen. Thanks for watching.